If you're involved in a child custody dispute, there are 3 mistakes that can seriously damage your case. And I see parents make them all the time. In this video, I'm going to walk you through those 3 mistakes, and I'm going to explain what you should do instead. Because sometimes the things parents think will actually help their case, well, it ends up hurting their case. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Divorce and Child Custody Discussion. I'm your host, Brian A. Victor. I'm a family law attorney, mediator, and licensed therapist in San Diego, California. On this channel, I talk about divorce, child custody, mediation, and how parents should navigate the family court system. If you're new here, please be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. And remember, nothing included in this video is meant to be taken as legal advice, and watching this video does not create an attorney-client relationship. Okay, so now let's get into today's topic, and let's discuss why custody cases are different. One of the biggest misunderstandings people can have about custody cases is they think the court is deciding who the better parent is. But really, that's not how family court works. The court is focused on one main question. What is the best interest of the child? Now that means judges look closely at things like stability, communication between parents, willingness to support the child's relationship with the other parent, and this is where some parents unknowingly make mistakes that can hurt their case. Now, I've handled many custody cases over the years, and sometimes parents damage their own case without even realizing it. Not because they're bad parents, but because they don't realize how family courts actually look at these situations. So let's take a little time and talk about the first mistake. And that is speaking badly about the other parent. You don't want to speak negatively about the other parent. This can happen now in several ways, through text messages, emails, social media posts, and sometimes even conversations with the child. Parents sometimes believe that criticizing the other parent is going to make them look better in court, but most of the time it has the absolutely opposite effect. Family courts want to see that parents can support their child's relationship with the other parent. And when a parent consistently attacks the other parent, it can raise concerns about their ability to co-parent. And here's something really important to remember. Especially in today's world, almost everything is documented. Texts get screenshot, emails get printed, social media posts get saved. I've seen so many cases where a message sent in anger ends up being shown to a judge. So one of the best pieces of advice I can give is this: never send a message you wouldn't want a judge to read. And if you're finding this information helpful so far, go ahead and hit the like button because it really helps this video reach more parents who might need this important information. All right, let's talk about the second mistake parents make, and that is reacting emotionally during communication with the other parent. Divorce and custody cases, well, they're stressful. There can be frustration, anger, and sometimes a lot of history between the parents. But when communication becomes hostile or aggressive, then it can create problems in their court case. I often tell clients, imagine something. Imagine that every text message you send could be read out loud in the courtroom, because sometimes that actually happens. So instead of reacting emotionally, communication should be calm, respectful, focused on the child. One helpful strategy I find is something I call the pause rule. If you receive a message that makes you angry, don't respond right away. Take a few minutes, step away, then respond in a way that is calm and focused on solving the issue. Now that approach not only helps the case, but it reduces conflict for the child. And if you're dealing with a custody situation right now, you should also watch my video about the moment your custody case actually begins. Because a lot of parents think their case begins when they walk into court. But in reality, it often starts much earlier than that. I'll link that video so that you can watch it after this one. And now, mistake number 3, which may be the most damaging of all, is treating the case like a competition. Sometimes the mindset becomes, I need to win, or I need to prove the other parent is wrong. But family court isn't really about winners and losers. The goal is to create a parenting arrangement that serves the best interests of the child. When parents turn every disagreement into a battle, it often leads to more conflict, more stress, and of course, higher legal costs. And sometimes the child ends up feeling stuck in the middle. One of the most helpful questions parents can ask themselves during a custody case is this: is this really about my child, or is this about my frustration with the other parent? Now, that question alone can change how many conflicts are handled. Let's talk now about the role of mediation, because it can be a really helpful tool in custody cases. Mediation allows parents to move away from the adversarial mindset of the court and instead focus on solutions that work for the entire family. In mediation, the goal is not to win. The goal is to develop a parenting plan that supports the child moving forward. And when parents can work together on those solutions, children often benefit the most. So in closing, child custody cases are never easy, but if you avoid those 3 mistakes I talked about, it will help. And remember, don't speak negatively about the other parent. Keep communication calm and professional, and focus on what is best for your child. If you found this video helpful, please be sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos on divorce and child custody, and share them with someone who might benefit from this information. And if you want to understand something that many parents misunderstand, remember to watch my next video where I explain the moment your custody case actually begins. And that video will appear right here on the screen. So thank you for watching Divorce and Child Custody Discussion. And until next time, stay child focused.